What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. We're going to the Coliseum. You guys know Gladiator Beasts are one of the most iconic and historic decks of all time in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. They got a bunch of support in Chaos Impact. I think the support still was good. Just because Gladiator Beasts was not successful does not mean that the support was a failure. I think, a lot of people tried to build it as a go-first deck that built boards, but the boards weren't nearly as good as like some of the other decks in the meta, especially with like guard dragons could do and stuff like that. I honestly think Gladiator Beast was probably better as a go second build, and you can break your opponent's boards using things like Grazaris and a lot of the cards that are not hard once per turns because they're from the GX era, Gladiator's Assault. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this. Shout outs to my homeboy Team Aku. This is actually him dueling with the GB build. He's always hanging out in my live stream. Anyways, he's dueling against El Dorado. In the first duel, he's got that side frame gear Gamma. It's really weird with Gamma because it's like if you have Eldlik the Golden Lord on field, Gamma actually becomes dead. But if you just have like the trap monsters, you can still use it apparently. Anyways, he did open with Lightning Storm and double evenly match. My goodness, I think your board is not long for this world, at least not the spells and traps. Okay, so this is the part where it's kind of a bad thing to have Eldlik the Golden Lord on field because you can't technically Gamma, and hitting the Rescue Rabbit with Gamma there would have been, it probably would have stopped Aku's entire turn. I don't think he would have really had any follow-up there, but because he's kind of locked out of his own Gamma, he has the ability to pretty much do all of this. Special summon from hand, get a couple of fusions on field. He could have even went for like Grazaris, which actually he is going to go for. Now the thing is, and I don't agree with this, he's gonna hold his Gamma for a very long time. I think he could have actually just hit the Grazaris right there. He would not have been able to tag out. This means the Darius, the Equest, none of this would have actually happened. I felt like that would have been a good time to use the Gamma. But once you allow the Grazaris to tag out, now you give them, the advantage of the Equest and the Darius and multiple monsters. Now look how far this is snowballed out of control just because you let your opponent get that Grazaris. I'm not saying that all of this would have been stopped by Grazaris, but I kind of feel like you're going to stop this. And now, Aku has he's got freaking Appaloosa on board, and that might even stop the Gamma from activating. So who knows exactly if you're going to be able to recover. He also went for Heraclinos. I think Union Carrier was a weird play because I'm not sure that El Dorado even uses the extra deck. Now he is able to recover. Appaloosa is going to be Gamut, so at least he does get his Gamma resolved at some point. And maybe he can use Driver to attack a monster or something like that. He's going to go for the Omega play instead, which you really don't see that often. But yeah, that pretty much seems like it's going to be it. I know you got to kill Tamer. If you don't kill Tamer, you haven't really done anything because you're not killing the problem. And by the way, I love this, man. I love this. Oh, goodness. Back to the good old days of Yu-Gi-Oh! The wild, wild west of GX. Before hard ones per turns existed, I guarantee you a lot of people who never, played during the Glad Beast days, they don't know that Heraclinos is not a hard ones per turn. You can use this card 10 times in a turn if you have the resources. So he tries to activate multiple El Dorado trap cards. Glad Beast Heraclinos is not a hard ones per turn. He can just keep on negating. This means Tamer's going to go off and, well, he's going to scoop at that point because if you don't kill Tamer, as I was saying earlier, you haven't really, you have not stopped Glad Beast because Tamer will just keep summoning fusion monsters. This is the card you have to get off the field. And then the Heraclinos was just going to take all these dead cards in hand and turn them into, basically negation, essentially. Anyway, second duel is actually going to be against, it's going to be against the Sacred Beast, but he's also running some God cards in there. And this was, it was an interesting duel. Actually, hold on. No, I think this was the build where he's running zombies. Yeah, I think this build actually might have some zombies. We're going to see an Ash Blossom used, but Sacred Beast should be able to play through one copy of Ash Blossom. And if you have Fallen Paradise, you really don't care about an Ash Blossom because you're about to get 2 draws for free anyway. So I think he's perfectly happy with that. Now, it was bizarre. Actually, my goodness. This is Sacred Beast Zombie El Dorado. He's just, new archetypes are popping up in this deck by the seconds, aren't they? It was very bizarre to me that he did not set the impermanence. I remember that from watching this duel and thinking, What? Why would you not set arguably the best defensive card in your entire hand? Don't get me wrong, it's happened to me before where I've forgotten this. I'm like, oh, I'll just activate impermanence from the hand. Oh wait, I can't because I have cards on it. It's like a brain fart. You know the play, but you just like outthink yourself and then forget like one of the standard functions of like, oh yeah, I can't use impermanence from hand if I have cards on field. But regardless, we'll see if it hurts him in the end. Spoiler alert, it's going to hurt him in the end. Not having impermanence on the field is definitely not where you want to be. Anyways, he is going to lose Fallen Paradise. I'm not sure I could even need to go after Fallen Paradise, honestly. He's going to bring out the Bestiari, and Bestiari is going to, not do anything, basically. Grazaris is going to start doing all the work. I feel like Bestiari might make an appearance later in these duels. See, what if he right there he would have had impermanence for the Grazaris? I feel like he would have been perfectly fine. He could have just stopped Grazaris in his tracks. He would have been pretty good, but you allowed him to get the Test Panther. Now he's got Monster Reborn for Grazaris. Once again, not a hard once return. Monster Reborn was banned during the Glad format. Oh my goodness. If Monster Reborn would have been legal in that format, get out of here. Oh my god. Glads just would have been way too insane. And they were already like tier 0. Anyways, he's going to go Tamer. Then he's going to bring out even more fusion monsters. This was a pretty slick play. He's going to go for a cross sheep, and he's going to get a monster off of the cross sheep. That was actually pretty cool. So yeah, he's going to get a free reborn of Ash Blossom. Then he goes for Appaloosa. Not bad. He has 4 monster negations, essentially. Actually, no, 5 monster negations, essentially. And man, what an impermanence that was set could have actually done to stop this. He's going to activate Elduk the Golden Lord, but that baby is not going to resolve, and he's going to try to activate it again. That's also going to be negated, and I don't know if his spells and traps can save him. He'll activate Curry Bandit. That will be negated by Appaloosa. He finally sets the impermanence, but don't you just feel like at this point the damage has already been done, and it could have maybe been his salvation in that prior turn, but at this point it's a little too late. I'm not sure if he can just break through these, because these guys reset every single turn and it's just free negation. He's going to activate Comeback for Tamer, probably looking for Grazaris. He finally is going to use impermanence, but not on the Tamer for some reason. He's just trolling you're just trolling at this point. He decides to use it on Appaloosa when Appaloosa has nothing to negate, and that's just he's just trolling. I think he's tilted. You start trolling when you're just tilted. Anyways, third duel is against them Pendulums. This is a pendulum build running Zark, or Performa Pal Celestial Magician, who is basically Zark. Gonna use Ash Blossom on the Pendulum Call, but Pens, they have cards like Harmonizing, and they have Dark Worm, and they have so many other ways of searching and getting more monsters. He is going to get a pretty decent board here. He's got Jackal, which has a negation on it, and I think he's going to summon, I forget if he goes for Vortex. No, I think he's going to go for Borreload Savage Dragon. I don't think he's going to summon Vortex during this turn. He did go for Time Star Magician, which is a card like I still think that card's pretty good. Don't really see it all that often, but it's still a good card. Yeah, I think ultimately he is going to go for Borreload Savage Dragon. Actually, no, I lied. Okay, just IP Masquerena. This board is super weak. Lightning Storm looks like it can wreck it hard. Well, IP Masquerena, at least it can stop it can stop destruction, so the Avermax can't die from that. So we'll see where this goes. Anyways, he's gonna go for Andal, and then another Andal, which was summoned by Link Spider. Now he has this copy of Test Panther. He's gonna revive Andal. 3 Andals summoned in a single turn. Nice. Okay, we'll see where this is gonna go. He's going to tag it out. I feel like if you stop Test Panther, you basically just stop GB's entire turn. Goes for a quest. You don't see this guy used all that often, but it can get you Gladiator Beasts comeback, and it's not a hard once per turn. Now he's gonna start popping stuff with the Grazaris, and now he's gonna go for Tamer. I don't think Tamer's a hard once per turn, is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tamer is like not a hard once per turn. I think you can use its Reborn effect multiple times. He is going to go for Boros War Dragon, which generally means you're going for an OTK. And then Tamer, yep, not a hard once per turn. He's going to pull the big guy out, and when he tries to use Avermax, that's going to be negated, and I think that we're going to see an end to this. He's going to spin back the Boros War Dragon, but the problem is he already has enough monsters on board to just kill him, even without the second attack from Boros War Dragon, or the extra damage that Boros Royal Sword Dragon brings to the table. So that's an OTK. Final duel is going to be one that I didn't actually quite understand. Truth be told, I didn't understand this duel at all. Maybe you guys will see something that I didn't see. We're going back with Sacred Beast. We're going to get 2 draws from Fallen Paradise. If you don't get those draws, you're basically not playing a real deck at that point. But he has the Winged Dragon around Spear mode. This was the Sacred Beast God deck that I was thinking of. And, you know, the Glad Beast player is going to make a very impressive board, but it's all kind of under the specter of the Winged Dragon or Spear mode. I mean, when your opponent commits heavy to the field and they can't kill you and you have Spear mode, it's one of the greatest feelings in the game, because you just know no matter what they do, you're about to give them that Spear mode and they are not going to have any answers to it, and they're not going to be able to play around it. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen here. It's going to activate that comeback for Tamer. Probably activate Tamer's effect again, pulling out the Heraclinos this time and Bestiary. And see, this is what I didn't get. He ends on exactly 3 monsters. So I'm like, dude, Spear mode this guy into Oblivion and call it a day. I don't think the Glad Beast player would be able to win at that point, because, okay, you have Rescue Rabbit, so what? Like, unless you can kill me with Rescue Rabbit during that turn, I don't really think that you're going to, because he still has 2 Andals in his deck, I would assume. And he can resolve the Rescue Rabbit, but I just feel like he ends up scooping. Like, I don't know what happened there, but did he forget that he had Spear mode in his hand or what? Because you just Spear mode your opponent and you hope for the best. If he can kill you with the Rescue Rabbits, okay, so be it. But I feel like he probably wouldn't have been able to kill him. I mean, if he can find the 5,200 damage, then, you know, I stand corrected. I guess it kind of depends on, okay, never mind. Okay, never mind, that's troll. I mean, I'm going through my hypotheticals, and I'm like, I don't think he can die here, but he did happen to top. I mean, his top deck was going to be Monster Reborn. I mean, that's as luck sack as it gets. He could have easily Monster Reborn like Heraclinos with the Rescue Rabbit and the double Andal. That would have been enough to kill him. But he didn't know that he was going to top deck Monster Reborn, and he didn't know that he was going to top deck Monster Reborn either. So there's no reason to like scoop in this duel, but that was just bizarre. Anyways, I'll show you guys the deck really quickly because I know this has been going on too long. The deck list is, you know, it's a deck that runs 3 copies of Andal, and you know what? Why even explain it? I gotta cut down on time at this point. If you guys are interested in the deck list, of course, it will be in the description below. You guys can just download it and check it out for yourselves. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.